Well, good morning here at the Love Brew. Sound like a club, doesn't it? Isn't it? Anyway, welcome to the Love Brew. Good morning, Sharon. On this good last Saturday of the year. Yep. The gang is not all here, but I'm here this morning. What a week. Christmas passed last week. What's up? It wasn't this week. It was last week. Oh, it was this week. It was this week. Christmas was this week. Uh, it just feel like it's been a very long time since Christmas happened, and it hasn't. What else? I made a list of things that happened this week. The bowl games, the good ones are coming on. Yes, this year has flown by. I was going to say flown. What else has happened, man? It's crazy.
Good morning, everyone. I'm going to apologize in advance for being a mouth breather today.
I'm always a mouth breather. Mm. Man, I'm really trying to wake up, man. So, the year has flown by. It's already about to be 2024.
Yep.
I made a list of things for us to talk about today.
What you got?
Not a big list, but a small list. Trying to figure out how to share it to you. Craziest thing that happened this year. Let's do a quick 2023 recap. I like doing that, man, because I like to think about the things that I accomplished in this current year and the things I look forward to accomplishing next year. Biggest thing that I accomplished this year was getting that fence up
Congratulations.
completely by myself.
Congratulations.
With some help of friends.
And your cousin.
Yep.
Don't leave him out.
I won't. But I had a different type of consistency this year.
What do you mean?
Like I actually lost some weight
Mm-hmm.
and have been in the gym all year, literally since February. I've hit the worked out at least 3 times a week with, a few weeks in between where I wasn't able to work out when we got COVID. A couple more times where I just wasn't in the office.
Yeah.
So that type of consistency, we've only missed like a few Saturdays with Love Brew.
And we were either sick or out of town.
Yeah. So it's just been a real good consistency of things this past year with me, and I'm really proud of that, man, because that's different from the adult Tommy.
Well, good job.
Yeah. What else happened? Craziest thing I heard about this year was the Montgomery brawl. I mean, I didn't know to be excited for the people that jumped in and helped that man, or just excited for the ancestors. But I was truly happy to see what happened.
I was listening to. I never got to finish it because the kids woke up. I was listening to a podcast a few days ago that was doing a year-end recap, and all of the names that they had for the Montgomery Brawl.
Yeah.
I was like, I forgot about that.
I wonder, will that go into like history books?
Probably not.
Like there was a fight They broke out here.
It'll go into Black history,
Yeah,
like Black Twitter,
yeah,
like those type of Black people's history books, but never in an actual
yeah.
history book.
Um,
Somebody probably wrote a dissertation for their PhD on it though.
possible.
Be like how race relations hit a city in Montgomery.
Yeah.
I mean, hit a city in Alabama.
Man, it's so much stuff that happened though. The Diddy allegation stuff.
And that's been recent. That was just
Yeah,
last month.
yeah, and like it's so much happening with that. It's continuously somebody else is adding on somebody
I
else.
saw California has some type of something, and Paula Abdul was suing the executive behind So You Think You Can Dance and whatever other show he had.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pull it up.
Lily started school this year.
She did. She started
That was
preschool.
a challenge for me
Why was it a challenge for
because
you?
you want your kids to like have the best and be the best, and you just trying to figure out how do you move in that whole situation. What do you do? What do you say? How do you be a participant as a parent? Because I've never been on this side of it where you know I can be more vocal on the things that happen, and be able to participate a lot more in her schooling. And
Yeah.
so that was a challenge for me just because it was like overly anxious
Mhm.
of things, knowing that um, you know, Lily has a speech delay. How does that affect her learning, and stuff like that. But she's doing pretty good, man.
Yeah. If we can just keep her well.
Yeah.
That's the
that was the other thing too. It's
that's
like
the biggest
like
challenge in
man,
school. I'm like, Lily was never
where all
sick.
these germs come from?
We go from a child who was never sick to a child that went in the hospital.
Yeah. Anyway, leave us a comment on some of your biggest accomplishments this year, some of the big things that you remember, or just stuff that happened this year that you're proud of. Let us know, man. We'd love to hear those. What else we got on here? I want to get right to it, man.
Go ahead.
These college bowl games, man.
I'm
I
not
know you
watching them.
I know you haven't watched any of them, but I watched Ohio State and Missouri.
Preschool is joining back
Preschool.
here. Unfortunately, it
Yeah,
is.
I didn't know that. Um,
I don't know how he didn't know that because we had that conversation at least 4 times before she went to school.
man, sometimes you just got to talk to me. I'm
Sometimes
just,
you have to learn to
I'm just
listen.
saying. I'm just saying. Um, I watched the Ohio State and oh man, Ohio State Missouri game, and the score was 14-3. Missouri had their starters playing, like their quarterback played, their the top running back played, you know, and Ohio State had that basically went down to their third string quarterback.
Mhm.
Their starting quarterback transferred to Syracuse for whatever reason. The best receiver in the league in college football didn't play. He was on the sideline, and I don't know who else they had out, but you don't put your best out there, or your best doesn't don't play. It's like it kind of like ruins the game a little bit. Yeah, man. It was like I was happy for the SEC because obviously we're SEC, but it I don't like it because it's a tainted game if you win, right?
Mhm.
They didn't put their best foot forward because their best were on the sidelines.
Right.
But I get why the players aren't playing. If you're not playing for a championship, why would you risk yourself in getting hurt? I
Yeah.
see it, buddy. Why would you take that risk in if you know that you're about to go to the draft? If you know you're entering the draft, why take that risk in hurting yourself and playing for a I don't want to say useless game, but just
It is useless
it
if you're leaving the school.
I'm just saying is for the school. It they get something, but it's not national champion. You know, I'm glad that they're expanding the playoffs to I think 8 teams, 8 or 12.
Four just didn't seem like it made
Four
sense to
was not
me.
enough.
Anyways, because when you look at every other playoff style competition, there's
Yeah,
always more than four.
because you think about it this year. This year it came to a head for me because you got the top 4 teams, in which you would think the top 4 teams are the 4 teams that are undefeated, the best record teams. But then you start weighing other things into it, like the strength of their schedule, um, what division they're playing in, the score, like how far the score was. A win is a win to me.
Yeah,
I don't care if you win by 3 or you win by 40.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, as long as you get that W in the column, it's a win. But because I think Florida State got screwed out of playing for the national, at least trying, right? And I know why they got screwed was because of TCU. TCU got obliterated against Georgia in the national championship last year, and well, actually, it was this year. But but it's like Florida State, like they lost their starting quarterback was hurt, got hurt, so he's not playing. But I see if they win, they still need. I think they should be able to fight to play for the national championship,
Yeah.
which their legs were ripped off from under them. Um, I watched the Notre Dame and Oregon State play yesterday, and Oregon State didn't have their players. A lot of their players playing. Notre Dame didn't have a couple of their players playing, so it's kind of like you played all season to get your backups to play at these games, which these are the players we're looking at next year playing football, but
Or you hope.
you hope you think are going to play, but you never know.
My phone just went off to tell me you shared this file with me and then wouldn't open it.
Oh, do I need to do something on my
No, I
end?
have it now.
Oh,
That's why I
um,
was over here
yeah.
because it wasn't coming up.
But you think about the game today. I think Georgia plays Florida State today. That's a pointless game for them,
Yeah,
and a lot of the people that you want to see probably not going to play. I'm still curious to see if Florida State going to come
why wouldn't they
because
come?
they've been in the news lately about trying to get out of the ACC. They got denied. I think the SEC denied them.
But wouldn't it cost them money not to show up?
Yeah, it's going to cost them money to.
I know it's gonna cost them money to show up, but shouldn't it
Well, I
also
mean,
cost
like
them money to not show up?
it's not they forfeit. I don't know if it's going to cost them money. I'm pretty sure it will because of preparation and stuff and no game. But uh, they have they have a real issue. Like
Mm,
you can either suck it up and play.
yeah, a team that forfeits a game is charged a fee.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure they'll get charged the fee, but I mean, how do you protest that we was cheated? Like this is honestly to me, Georgia should have been in the playoffs. There's like I don't
Mm.
know. It's interesting. I want to see this Georgia and Florida State because they would have been a good national championship game if everybody had their players.
Mhm. What bowl game are they playing in?
They're playing in Orange Bowl, I think.
Mm. A
It
lot of
might
these
not be the
bowls pay.
it might not be the Orange Bowl. I know it's one of the big
Let me
six.
see what bowl game is Florida State playing in. Orange Bowl.
Yeah.
So the Orange Bowl pays 4 million for playing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I wonder how much the players get for that. That's the thing.
I bet they. A lot of these schools are still fighting the air over having to pay
hmm
the players.
Yeah, so they play today at 4.
It's all about the big name school and the money draw for TV.
Yeah. Old Miss play Penn State.
I
Chick
don't
Fil
know
A
what that
Bowl.
one is.
That's here.
Yeah.
Auburn play Maryland at the Music City Bowl, and Toledo plays Wyoming. Um, Howard played Florida A&M for the Cricket Celebration Bowl. I think that's their national championship.
Is it?
I think so.
Does the do the HBCUs get a lot of ball games?
I don't. I'm not sure.
So I typed do HBCUs. It was like except white students.
That's funny.
Like yes, I actually know a couple of white people that graduated from historically black colleges.
Sit right here.
There's the All State HBCU Legacy Bowl presented by the Black College Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Yeah, man. This is this bowl season. This college football season has been wild.
Oh, I got no, never mind.
You
Carry
say
on.
good morning. You say good morning. Okay.
What she say?
Morning.
Oh.
She just waved at me this morning. It's like, hey.
Wasn't talking about what she was talking about.
Right. Let's see what else, man. I'm excited about it, but
Well, the celebration bowl has already happened.
yeah, it happened yesterday. I'm excited about the bowl today. I do too, man. It's like everybody in here is like
Lily
coughing,
was
sniffling, sneezing.
Lily was the most sick when we left. And then while we were going to my mom's house for Christmas, Quad had a fever and it finally broke.
Hmm?
We got there Friday. I think his fever broke on Saturday night, Sunday morning. And then I got sick once we got back home. I just placed mad at
Yeah.
myself because I placed the order on Amazon to bring me my medicine that I needed. Well, the medicine that the nurse had told me to take when I was sick
You want to sit in
the
my
week
chair?
of Thanksgiving.
You want to sit in my chair?
And
Go pull you up a chair. Go pull you up a
they
chair.
were like, if you spend $25, Amazon will deliver it to you same day. So I bought $25 worth of stuff so I could get it same day. Everything came but the medicine.
Mm,
And those chloroseptic lozenges that I
yeah.
bought are disgusting.
Artist.
Oh my god.
Speaking of Christmas,
Go ahead.
Merry Christmas, everybody. But Christmas, man, I had a lot of fun. I got drunk on the 24th by mistake, but it was still a good time, man. Trying to put them Christmas gifts together while faded is was a real challenge. Lily got one of these little spinning things that she sit around and she spins on it, a sit and spin. And man, I'm sitting up there looking at her Christmas morning, sitting and spinning. I was like, man, I'm getting dizzy looking at this. What she's blowing her nose. Don't you see her doing that? Well, why ask her what you doing?
Because that's how she rolls.
Just sit down. Just sit back.
Put this back in the fridge last night.
So, but overall, man, Christmas was good. Traveling was kind of cool.
Traveling was interesting.
Yeah, it really was. Artiga got pissed at Lily.
Man, I so it's a 6.5 hour drive, I want to say. Maybe like 6:10. Of course, we had to stop more than we would have traditionally stopped because we have a tiny bladder here. That's fine. But she called me 30 to 50 times an hour for 7.5 hours. I was just like, can you just chill? Because she didn't want anything half the time.
Mm-mm.
Good morning, Linda.
Good morning, Linda.
It was just like, and then some of the question was like, Mommy, what's dad doing? He driving.
Right.
Go get a wipe and wipe it off. Um,
One day she is not gonna want to do this.
who?
Lily,
Lily.
like that's the
We probably not gonna be doing it no more by then.
I probably, but it's like it's the saddest, one of the saddest things to think about for me. It's like, man, one day she really is not like we're gonna like be doing our own thing, and she's gonna be doing her own thing. We're gonna have to schedule to like, hey, dad
it's
here.
it's so funny because while we were in Memphis, we met up with some friends
Hmm.
from college. I struggle with saying college because I've known Brittany since high school.
Yeah.
But we met up with some of them, and Tommy and his friend Angelo were talking, and Angelo was like holding Quad and talking about how much he misses that age, and you know his wife isn't having any more kids. They got three. She was like three and done.
Hmm.
And to hear men talk about like how they want more kids, and um like they enjoy being a dad. Like Angelo is out here coaching his son playing football and basketball.
Hmm.
And I look at that and I'm like, more of those conversations need to happen in public, because we do need people to understand that it's not always women that are like high on the desire list for kids.
Yeah. It's most of the time it's not women that's trying to have the kids.
There are some.
Yeah.
There are some. But like I look at the majority of my friends that are she just talking. The majority of my friends that are not parents don't want kids
Yeah.
at all. I probably have maybe one or two who are like, if the right situation happens, I would have kids. But
Hush.
for a lot of women, it's just not a high
You want to
desire.
watch Bluey? Yeah. It's like, man.
For a lot of women, it's not a high desire to have kids. And then I like see another friend came by my mom's house, and he was talking about, he's ready to become a dad. And I'm like, dude, I ain't never think about kids this hard. And y'all out here
I mean,
expressing y'all fire and desire.
I thought about kids a lot because I always wanted them.
Obviously.
But it it didn't come up like that. Like me and you had the conversation, I think once or twice when we were dating, and then again we revisited it once we were married and planning to have children. It was like, all
I was
right,
just shocked that it worked on the first try.
yeah.
Hey, let's try to have a baby. Oh my God, there's a baby in there.
Right, right. I love to practice though. Um, but yeah, so it's never was a conversation. But man, seeing them, man, were like some of the highlights because we did the most parent thing we could do by sharing pictures of each other's children. Hey, look at this right here, man.
Everybody sharing the ages, going down the stair
Right,
step.
right, right.
We have to get the kids together.
Yeah, yeah. But everybody's kids older than ours, except no, Angelo's kids is
Are the
the
oldest.
oldest, and then Brittany's, and
I
then
think his youngest falls in line with her oldest,
hmm
and then Lily falls in between her middle two, and Quad is older than her
no,
youngest.
Lily's next after her first one.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's
Oh, yeah,
Brittany's
because the
first
oldest is
one,
6,
yeah, and then Lily, then her second one.
and
They're
then
like
Quad,
close.
and then
And
her
then
baby.
yeah, well, this all just interesting. It was fun seeing them, and I enjoyed them.
Yeah, got to see my dad.
Yep.
He has been having some health issues
Hmm.
this year, so it was good to be able to see him, let him meet Quad finally, because the last trip we took to Memphis was in January when my aunt passed away, and he wasn't feeling well enough for us to take Quad by there, so he got to meet Quad.
Yeah.
Um I still
Good
think that
morning.
we confuse Lily with my dad's
Hmm.
because everybody's granddaddy, and she like how.
Right, right.
um, but she got to spend time with both of her granddads and my mom and my brother. My brother won Uncle of the Year because he bought Lily like
Man,
two
didn't he?
purses.
Didn't he?
And she squealed like she was at the casino and they told her she had just won $20 million on the jackpot.
She did squeal.
She squealed and then ran.
Right.
Like she ran and did a loop around the kitchen and the living room. Yes. And came back in there. Because he gave her the stuff before Christmas. He
Yeah.
gave it to her on Christmas Eve.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, so she had a blast. She did not want to come back home.
Nah, she didn't. We spent that whole 7 hours telling her, well, Artika did, telling her we going to grandma's house again because she was like, we not leaving. I want to go back.
I told her we'll head back
Yeah,
next year.
that was too funny, man.
And I don't know if we're going back to my mama's house next year at all.
I don't.
But she'll see her grandma next year.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if we going. We don't have no reason to right now.
Yeah.
But
And I don't want to have a reason.
nah, unless somebody doing a surprise birthday party like that one time.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's having any milestone
I
birthdays
don't think so.
that we're gonna do surprise parties for.
Um, what else we got?
I've been back for two surprise birthday parties.
What was the other
When
one?
Uncle Paul turned
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
75,
yeah,
and then when my mom turned 65.
yeah, yeah. I like surprise
Yeah.
birthday parties. I personally never had one, but I'm just waiting my time.
Okay. Hopefully Lily throws you one.
Somebody got to throw me a surprise birthday party.
I help her.
Um, a Wisconsin chancellor got fired for doing porn.
And I had so many questions.
Like,
I was like, was it porn, or does he have like an OnlyFans and have sexually suggestive photos?
I think they was like actively. I don't know how to say this without sounding terrible. Let's see. Joe Gow GOW um had been a chancellor since 2007 at the University of Wisconsin La Crosse. Um,
I
let's
didn't hear
see.
that.
He's a tenured faculty member, so I don't think he's like truly fired. But
We'll see.
um, he said he was moving back into teaching. They learned that Gow and his wife
Hello.
had been making
Lily's right here.
pornographic videos together and
Okay,
published two books together
they want to talk to
about
you.
making adult films. They use okay.
Okay.
While the couple used pen names for their two published books on Amazon, Married with Benefits, Our Real Life Adult Industry Adventures, and Monogamy with Benefits, How Porn Enriches Our Relationship, they weren't very secretive about their adult entertainment endeavors. This is interesting to me.
um,
Only because what did they do wrong?
she has an unpaid position as the associate to the chancellor. She got removed from that. Um, yes, scratch it. Um, so the school never explicitly stated that they got fired over these videos, right?
Um, nah, but I think they did get fired over the video.
Right, but
I don't think the school
when
said,
you
"Hey,
write out
yeah,
the this is the reason for your termination,
yeah,
you can't list that because what do these videos have to do with my job?
hmm
Absolutely nothing. And that was one of the things when Tommy first told me about this story. I was like, so of course, not my cup of tea, right? However, with it not being my cup of tea doesn't mean that it's not somebody else's. What was the person searching for that they found these
I
videos
do not know."
and then was like, let me bring it to the school? Because I'm sure that it's not just popping up on your computer screen. Like the ads that Google feeds you are always based on the things that you're watching or you're searching for,
Mhm.
right? So, like, if I talk about a Toyota truck, the ads are usually going to be about Toyota trucks.
Yeah, Lily. Lily.
Um, so their username for their sex videos is sexy happy couple, right? So sexy happy couple. Were you searching those words and you found them? Were you reading their book and wanted to learn more about them? What was it that got you to these Lily's in protest? Um I'm putting something on a DNTV. Maybe. So okay. It's very confusing to me. Like, I get that people can get fired. I don't know if Wisconsin is an at will state. I have to look into that. So you can get fired over anything at a lot of places. But I'm wondering what exactly it was that they wrote on their paperwork and if they are intending to um sue the school for this. Um oh, they also have a show called Sexy Healthy Cooking
Yeah.
where they interview performers and humanize them in ways you wouldn't get in their other work. So I get it. Like, people, especially once we hit 2020 and we were all shut down, have found more ways to capitalize off of things that they were already doing, right?
Yeah.
Hence, we were already watching TV. We started a YouTube channel about watching TV. Well, not necessarily about watching TV, but
Yeah.
I digress.
Yeah.
Um, they probably were already watching adult films together and had questions. All right, let me humanize these people, because we do have to realize that behind every performer is somebody's son, somebody's daughter,
Yeah.
possibly somebody's wife, somebody's mama. Um, I still find it very interesting that the school fired them. I'm sure that there's some type of morality clause that they're going to cite, and that'll be how they get out of a lawsuit.
Hmm.
But that's pretty much
I
it.
mean, like, I don't find anything wrong with it as far as like morality or anything like that because I mean, morally, what did he do? Like, what's wrong?
Yeah,
It's not illegal.
correct.
It's not, and I don't think he was telling people, "Hey, this is what you need to do."
I think they said that they never hid that that's what they did, but they never like broadcasted
No,
it.
he invited as chancellor. He invited Nina Hartley,
No
who
bull
which is
crap.
a porn actress, on campus to speak for their free speech week. So I mean, like he's not hiding the fact that he's in the industry, at all. And I could see the outrage from some people, but I don't see it where it's like you knew he doing this. He's doing this. He's a part of this lifestyle. It's not harming anybody. But then you think about it like this too. Um, it's like you can say that about a lot of stuff.
Mhm.
People doing drugs aren't harming people.
They're harming themselves.
They're doing more damage to themselves. So I don't know, man. It's like a lot of gibberish around it. So it's shocking because you don't hear that a lot about people when they're in those top, like when we hear about uh different things when it comes to sex with people in those high positions, we're like, oh snap, we're so surprised and shocked. But we fail to realize that these people are human as well, and they, you know, they do other stuff too.
You know, the first time that like being on camera having sex was like, I don't want to say
I
normalized.
thought you was finna say the first time I was.
I've
I didn't. Don't worry
I've
about it.
not.
Go ahead.
The first time that it was like normalized
Yeah.
was on Shameless with V,
Uh,
the next door neighbor,
yeah. Like
the interracial
filming.
couple. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like she was the cam girl for work.
But I don't think that was the first time. Like we saw. Yeah.
No, that's the first time it was normalized. Like
On.
this is what like even though she was a character on a show, humanizing.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the person behind the character
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is doing this content.
Now it's more so normal than anything.
Mm. But we got to also think about how long ago Shameless came out
Yeah.
because Shameless has been gone for a while.
Yeah. But it's like, man, you it's almost as if porn is now reaching a mainstream audience from where it was under the shadows,
Mhm.
you know, back in the day. So it's crazy, to think like, oh, okay. Or when we think of somebody having the OnlyFans, we automatically think that it's porn, where people actually go on there and like cook.
There's people that are painting,
Yeah.
singing,
But it is
writing
people on there.
jingles.
It is people on there doing porn
Yeah,
though.
and that's the thing is that I think black culture has made
they have the
OnlyFans
sex.
synonymous with sex.
Not just
Even
black
though
folks.
even though there's so many people like there's a girl that I follow on YouTube who has an OnlyFans and it's just her posting pictures of her feet. And the
Hmm.
funny thing is that her dad is a pastor and people be like, I can't believe you got an OnlyFans. And she's like, what am I doing on OnlyFans that's negative?
She like believe it. What's
But
up, Doug?
literally, what is she doing on OnlyFans that's negative or
Hmm.
that she couldn't do in front of her pastor daddy? If all she's doing is getting her feet done and posting pictures, or doing her feet and posting pictures,
Is that not a weird fetish?
people have had weirder.
Yeah. I mean, like just to think about this is
Good
finna go.
morning, J Dub.
This is going left field.
It's about to.
Just to think about fetishes, like how do you know? How do you discover that you're into that? You got
you
nice
look at
teeth. I'm real into that.
you look at their feet and be like, I like them.
It's turning me on. Nah, like
um,
like you like let's say somebody likes to see people like I'm just throwing some random thing out. I like to watch people uh dig in their nose.
I'm sure that there's a
Like
community.
like
I'm also sure that there's a Facebook group for
where do you like the discovery, right? Because you never
it.
think about how you got there.
I'm gonna take it and make it like a thing, and it's not even a sexual thing. How
That's
Dr. Pimple Popper,
yeah.
like
Yeah,
people,
perfect.
Dr. Pimple Popper has like moved to like a TV show,
Yeah. Yeah.
and people real life watch it. The ad dollars
Yeah.
are sold in conjunction with this show. The YouTube channels, the people, bless you,
Thank you.
the people who make dandruff scratching videos on YouTube. There is legit a market for everything,
See, I wouldn't call those fetishes.
but they are.
I get that now. Now I'm thinking about it, like, oh, okay, those are fetishes. But
And it's not necessarily a sexual
you're
fetish.
right,
It's just
right.
something that you enjoy
I associate.
watching.
I think my association of the word fetish
Mm,
is automatically sexual.
that's a you problem.
I never said it wasn't. I never said it wasn't.
But it's just like I like watching and I haven't watched any of their videos in a long time, but there's a carpet cleaning video here in Georgia. Um who they record some like normal
Yeah,
carpets that are
yeah,
getting cleaned, but they usually be like, here's something that the dogs have peed on for 6 months. You can clearly see the urine stains and everything, and
yeah,
they're like, watch us refresh this rug.
yeah.
Like I like those videos because you get to see the process of it coming clean. You be
It's
surprised sometimes, like, oh, the rug was that color.
yeah. I like chiropractor videos because it's relaxing.
He said fetish is sexually related.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if I use the word fetish in a sentence, I am talking about sex. Finger fetish. Like the discovery that you have this fetish is probably like mind blowing to the person that discovers it. I would think.
Either way, it's
Uh,
a thing.
yeah, it's definitely a
And
thing.
sorry to that man and that woman for losing their jobs or losing the chancellor position.
Yeah,
And her, you like, I don't even understand her having an unpaid position.
because he got paid. They got like imagine life, right? Where you did what you wanted to do and did not worry about money.
No, no, no. I'm talking about her having an unpaid
That's
position
what I'm
at the
saying.
school.
Like she's just doing this out of pure. I like it. I want to be around this scene.
That's never crossed my mind with a school.
I always wanted to be that way. I wanted to do something regardless of if I get paid millions of dollars or if I get paid nothing.
The closest I'm gonna be doing something for free at a school is PTA.
You know, I'm not. Yeah, nah.
See,
like doing this, man. It's like, man, we ain't getting rich off of it, but I
definitely
enjoy
not.
it.
Yeah, but I guess what I'm looking at it as this is something I can do at my leisure, right? Like I
Yeah,
set my times that I'm
yeah.
gonna do it. Being in an unpaid position at a school means that I'm set to the parameters that this building is open and unrestricted. And then people giving me stuff to do
maybe maybe she working towards a bigger goal.
of being with him.
Maybe. Anyway, man. Hopefully they figure it out. You know, get their stuff together and can grow in whatever career they want to grow in. They
But
seem like they're pretty big though. I don't know how how that goes, but
they say if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. That's true. I
yeah,
guess I don't see working at the school as doing what I love. So,
nah.
however,
It's the discovery of finding the thing that you love is what I think people mostly struggle with.
they have a page on loyal fans. I just searched them.
What is that?
It's like OnlyFans.
Uh, did you?
Yeah.
Uh, don't pull it up. 'Cause then it gets in your Google search, and then when we do our Google searching, you have to tell somebody this is what I
That's
searched.
that's so funny because I talked to her last night
Did you?
and I was like, I was searching for something else and I was like, yep, this is not gonna be one that we have a discussion about. And I was telling her about it and she started laughing. She was like, because Tommy's gonna be weird about it.
Yeah, definitely, because that's who I am. Anyway, we got two more things to talk about, man. Which one you want to do?
Go ahead. I don't have the list in front of me
Um,
anymore.
all right. So, Time Bomb Y2K is a documentary on Y2K. Seeing that it's the year's 2 days away, the New Year's 2 days away. Uh, when I saw this trailer, I was like, it always brings me back. And I know we've talked about this before, but it always brings me back to sitting over my grandparents' house, waiting on the world to end. Like, I don't know how old we were. We had to be, what, 12, 13,
Something like that.
11. No, 80, 97. We
Don't
was
worry about it.
10.
Don't worry about it. I'm finna look it up. Cause you about to
98, we was 11. 99. So, yeah, we gonna turn we were
we were
12.
12.
We were 12. And so what happened to the TV?
I
We
don't
were
know. She
12.
looking
And
at me
so
though.
when it
I said she was looking at me with a death stare.
we were like, you told me to come down here now. Uh so we're sitting there waiting on the world to end. And when it didn't happen, I laughed because like my grandparents had stocked up with canned food and water, jugs of water and stuff like that. And I was like, I was expecting like we were like speculating what's gonna happen.
I always was like, I never believed that the world was going to end because I was like, there's so many time zones. Like, what time zone does the world end in? Nobody could confirm that for
So I
me.
didn't know that there was a thing called time zones then.
How didn't you?
Because you lived in the central time zone. So you already every time you watch TV, you had to look at central time. All the
You had
time.
to look at
No, I
Easter.
didn't. Like all the time that was on TV was always based off of my time zone.
And everything that I watched on TV says 8, 7 Central. So the 8 was still there.
Right. So mine it comes on at 8.
So 7 Central never
Never
clicked to
clicked
you.
in me.
That's again a you
That
problem.
right. I'm just saying I didn't have to worry about that because it came on at 8 on my clock. It came on at 7 your clock.
Okay. I'm gonna just be quiet on this one.
What do you say? He
They
said I was
always
worried too.
tell us
He
we're
went to
living in
sleep.
our last days. That's what the elder blacks love to tell
Man,
us.
but no, it
We
was
living in our
crazy.
last
It was
days.
crazy though because it was like it was small pandemonium from what I can remember. You know, people stocking up and stuff like that. And me being this 12-year-old boy just wanting to go outside and play, um, not realizing like people were really afraid. And I
Mhm.
was like, man, what am I supposed to do? So this documentary comes on HBO actually tonight at 10. It's from
Easter.
10 p.m. Eastern. Like you don't get that? Like I never had to be concerned with time zones until I became an adult or like I understood what they were.
You be one of those people that calls into my job arguing
No,
with us
I
about
mean
the
like I
time.
get it now, but at 12 years old, I didn't know a thing about time
You
zones.
would be surprised how many people argue with us in a day.
I wouldn't argue with you.
And we also list every time zone,
Yeah, like I think it's
with the exception of Alaska and Hawaii.
I never understood why, but then like why there were time zones, but it's like it's a thing. So I just get with it. It's one of those things that I don't really think about. I just try to figure out what time zone I'm in.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, so this documentary comes out, and what they're doing is documenting how we got to Y2K, like what the experts were saying and why they were saying the end of the world. Because if you think about it, in 2012 the world was supposed to end too because of the Mayan calendar.
Hmm.
And it seems like the biggest issue was computers couldn't compute 2000.
Hmm.
I think that's what the thing was. But yeah, man.
J Dub said he didn't think about time zones as a 12-year. I guess when I think about my family,
J Dub, what time zone did you grow up in?
thinking about my family, I had to because remember, my aunt lived in Alaska.
Yeah,
So I couldn't call my aunt at like 8 o'clock in the morning central because what time is it there?
right, right.
And then when they left Alaska, they moved to South Carolina. So that put them ahead of us.
Hmm.
I always had aunts and uncles that lived in Delaware.
Yeah,
So it was always, we always were computing time.
yeah. None of our family changed time zones that we talked to because Ohio family was in the Eastern time zone.
Uh-huh.
Even the Michigan family is in Eastern time zone. Um, everybody was from Chattanooga, and every time anything comes on TV, it's 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock. And then they say that central part, and I'm like, I'm not concerned with that because what I want to watch comes on at 8 o'clock. You see what I'm saying?
I always was thinking about time
Because
zones.
you had to watch for the second number. Nobody remembers number two. Ain't that what Nelly said? No, he said, "What does it take to be number one?" Two, nobody remembers, and three,
That's
that ain't two. Two did something. Two did something. Three, nobody remembers.
I know what it is. I'm just trying to see how long you gonna fumble through this.
What does it
Anywho,
take to be number one? Two is not a winner. Three, nobody remembers. Yeah.
I was just looking at the TV guide, and that's what time it comes on.
Right.
I was never thinking about the other stuff.
But when you see the commercial of a cartoon, Like,
I didn't
yeah,
watch cartoons. Well, I take that back. I watch Saturday morning
good
cartoons, but that's it.
God, you know what I'm talking about, man.
I'm just clarifying.
Like, I never listened for that second number because it never concerned me and whatever I was doing. So that's
Okay.
that. Um, but I'm curious to see watch this Y2K documentary, man, because it was big. That's one of the biggest things that I can remember from a childhood standpoint that uh shook the world. And I'm pretty sure I'm like I try to put myself in that, like I don't want to have to go through that, but try to put myself in that position as an adult and how I would think.
What do you mean?
Like if I was 36 from 99 to 2000,
Hmm.
going into the 2000, like what would have been my preparation for that? Like how would I have considered that? Like would I have been business as usual? Would I have stocked up? Would I have, you know, been like, oh Lord, we finna, like what's gonna happen? But nothing happened, man. The ball dropped like it was supposed to. No lights flickered.
You know, that's something I've never done.
What a
Go
ball
to a
drop.
ball drop. You know, in Memphis we had the guitar drop. The peach drop doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah. We had nothing but fireworks, I think. Gunshots. We had gunshots.
It was always the thought. It was always the thought of I got to be outside for all this time leading up to it.
Yeah.
Usually New Year's Eve is cold
Yeah.
or cold by Southern standards, right? And with it being cold, you don't want to go outside and stay for a long time. Okay, you gonna talk on it? With it being cold by Southern standards, you just don't want to be outside. And then you think about the crowd leaving and how many people get drunk on New Year's Eve,
Yeah.
and you got to be out riding in a car with those drunk people.
Yeah.
I usually just opted to do something where I could stay where I was.
Yeah. As I got older, I stopped caring about like going out, you know. I never was a person that wanted to go out and I got to be around a big crowd and stuff because I'm always looking for an exit, you know.
You be looking for an exit like you have done something in your life.
No, but I've gotten stuck where I couldn't get out.
I remember when we were house hunting, we would pull up to a house and Tommy wouldn't park in the driveway. Nobody's here but us looking at the house. The realtor's there. He's in the driveway before us, and Tommy was still parked on the street. And I'm like, park at the end of the driveway. You still can leave.
It's just a thing, man. I grew up with one driveway and 8 cars. I done spent out in the grass before.
Well, you see um, how tight my mama's driveway is. My mama has a 3 car wide
Yeah.
driveway, and yet you
Mm-mm.
still can get stuck in her driveway. So it's like you can get stuck regardless.
Yeah, but I hate parking in her driveway too. So I park on the street.
What I would do is always make sure
Sit
that I
down,
was,
man.
if I knew that I needed to leave early, I always made sure I was the last one parking in the driveway, or I would park across the street because that house was empty for the majority of my life. They owned it but had nobody living in it. I won't say the majority of my life, the majority of my driving life. J Dub said you have that protective instinct.
Yeah.
Like we go to a restaurant, he's like, I don't want my back to the door.
I
What else
gotta
do you
see it.
not do?
I don't know.
It's a lot of nuances that I've just gotten used to
Yeah.
that you have.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't
It's,
know.
it's also how you got offended when I was like, you've changed.
I don't think I have, but anyway.
I named you things and you agree with all of them.
I see the core Tommy.
I never said you changed at your
That's what I
core.
feel like you saying.
I never said that though. I gave you specific examples of ways that you have changed.
But Dub, just to speak on what you're saying, men are what they say, preparers
Prepares and
and planners.
planners.
It's We have to be. We're looked upon as being. If something goes down, right, we have to be the ones to stand up, or that's the expectation. Is for us to be the ones to stand up. Because look, think back, right, to
Mm.
when we was going up Stone Mountain on that little thing. And that little girl was just losing her mind.
So there's a lift that you catch at the bottom of Stone Mountain and it takes you up to the top. And there was a child when the lift first started, it jerks. And this little girl like grabbed onto Tommy and held onto him tight. I'm like, first off, you don't even know this man.
And what I told her, I said, "You are safe. You are safe. There is no. If anything happened, you are covered."
My goodness.
Like, but that's the expectation of man.
Okay.
You know. The thing with the back to the door, you heard that. If you haven't heard it, you're gonna hear it today. The story of Mona Lisa. Like the I think Slick Rick made it originally, and then uh Lil Wayne them had redid it. Lil Wayne and Kendrick Lamar.
Lil Wayne them. Who goes downstairs when we hear a noise?
Right. I'm just as scared as you are. Oh man, it
We
was
have a keypad on our door to get in, and my sister can never remember her code to get in.
right.
And she was gonna go. He was like, "You up here trying to break in my house, and
Dog,
I ain't got my strap."
dog. Like you don't know all the things I thought about, man. In that in
Yeah,
that
you knew
instant,
she was coming as well.
I knew she was coming. I didn't know she was here.
Oh, okay.
That was the thing. I didn't know she was here. And somebody just started pushing buttons on the keypad. I'm like, wait a minute.
Go ahead.
My whole family down here. Hold up. But no, that's the things we like the first few weeks here, man. I didn't sleep well because of I'm in a new environment and I don't know the surroundings. So it's like I'm waking up every so often, making like trying to figure out what I'm hearing, you know. Um that's just a thing, and I'm pretty sure you never thought about that because
I wake up all night because, like, if I'm somewhere new,
yeah,
I very seldom even get really good sleep in hotels.
yeah.
I
But
know where
I
she going.
I do extra stuff. Like I lock the door, I make sure the door is locked, I make sure, I know where things are. Like the idea that I'm sitting closer to the door, or I'd make sure I can see the door or entries, or and stuff like that. What I'm hearing and stuff. It's a thing for men to do that.
Mhm.
Or that's the expectation
Mhm.
for a man to do that. Is it not?
I'm expecting for you to do it. I'm not saying man.
Right. That's all I'm saying, man. The male species,
I ain't the best shooter in the house.
by default, I am.
Two of the people haven't held a gun ever.
No, but it's just that thing.
I'm be like, where the bullets at?
Where does that thing go?
Is this thing
Me too.
unlocked? That's gonna be how I'm gonna go through the thing.
Right, but it's just a thing of expectation for man. It's to be a protective person or be protectors of their family, and I mean, sometimes like I'd be scared to death.
Like
you
with
know,
the bees and the wasps.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's scary, man. But it's like you like. I guess you have to ask yourself: are you willing to put your life on the line for these people? And when you get to that point, it's like, all right, there's no reason to be afraid at that point.
Correct.
Um,
I'll give you that.
yep. Like I think that's just being a gentleman, walking on the outside. No, we can't say get somebody else to do it because they will get somebody else to do it. And then now you out here looking like
Now you out here saying because your girl gone.
yeah, right. She happy with somebody else and
All because
stuff.
I wouldn't go
All
downstairs when
cause
you heard a noise.
all cause I got scared too. Oh man, that is too funny. Anyway, last thing we gotta talk about, man, is this Kevin Hart thing. Um, I don't care what anybody says. Kevin Hart is one of the greatest comedians. to walk. Yes, his last few things hadn't been as funny as his beginning stuff, but
There's something that like a documentary that just came out following him and Chris Rock.
I haven't watched it, but it was when they did New York.
Yeah, I
It
know.
was like 2 days that they did New York together.
Hmm.
And they had a conversation. He actually did a great documentary about generational wealth,
Okay.
and that was something I was checking out on Peacock. Um,
I need to actually
but I
like
think
go
he's
through
suing
Peacock.
Tasha K, and Tasha K is you familiar because she's a YouTuber who I guess a gossip YouTuber is what you would call
Yeah.
her, who made up stuff and on Cardi B and got sued by Cardi B. Now she owes Cardi B a lot of money.
A
Um,
lot of people come to Tasha K with their quote unquote receipts
yeah,
of what happened. Allegedly, the and that's I'm saying allegedly because I didn't watch
yeah,
any of this.
yeah, me neither.
Some girl with the Cardi B situation is what I'm talking
Oh,
about specifically. Somebody who was Cardi's roommate or something when she was a stripper came to Tasha K and was the one who told her that Cardi had a STD, and Tasha K ran with it. And then when they had the cease and desist, she didn't take it down. Blah blah blah, yada yada yada. Kept making up stories. Kept making up stories. Boom, lawsuit.
yeah.
Lost the lawsuit.
I just feel like it's way more stuff to talk about, But that's not important about why Tasha K. But the thing I think the bigger news because the he's suing Kevin Hart is suing Tasha K and the former assistant that was telling his business.
So I get why he's suing the former assistant, right?
Yeah,
And the Tasha K side of it was for extortion, basically saying that Tasha K, Glenn said he sleep on the side closer to the door too. Um, Tasha Tasha K like told him if you don't want this interview to come out, you got to come up off of $250,000, and so that's the extortion part.
yeah,
That's the only part of it that you can get Tasha K on
yeah.
because she didn't make up the facts, or I
She
won't say
didn't.
facts. She
Yeah,
didn't make up the story.
yeah,
She's not the one um coming up with all of the other stuff, right?
yeah.
It was the assistant.
Right, right.
The assistant also apparently the reason that she's a disgruntled former employee was that she wasn't getting paid.
Yeah,
But she signed an NDA to get, I think, like $90,000
yeah,
to basically end her employment.
yeah.
And when she signed the NDA for the $90,000, there's an NDA in place.
My question is, why was she getting paid?
I don't know. She says that she wasn't getting paid her overtime.
Oh,
I
well,
don't know
stop
how.
working then.
That's what she did. But I now know too much about
Yeah,
you, and we're not leaving in a positive place.
yeah,
So let me give you this paperwork. You sign it. I'm gonna pay you what we both agree is fair.
yeah.
You don't say anything about me. I don't say anything about you. You go on about your way.
We go, yeah.
That's not what she did.
Ah, okay, okay. So she's supposed to be sued.
If said NDA was signed by her, and I'm not saying that it wasn't, but it's one of those if this, then this.
Yeah,
So if this was signed by you and y'all agreed to these terms, then you shouldn't be speaking.
right, right.
So that's the side of her. And from what I was looking through with the Tasha K side, hers is extortion because she was basically like, if you don't want this to come out, $250,000 can make it go away.
Yeah,
Even though like he didn't pay, it came out. I see her. You didn't pay, it came out, which is extortion, right?
yeah.
So that's how Tasha was named in it. But most of the other stuff, or I think all of the other stuff for the most part, is all on Maisha, the former
Oh,
assistant.
that's who the assistant name.
Yeah.
Like if you, in my opinion, right?
Uh-huh.
This portion of the talk, uh, she got to. I don't understand people keeping receipts of stuff that ain't pertaining to them. All for a dollar bit. Like I just, I don't. I have an opinion about things, and I talk about those opinions because I can do that.
Uh-huh.
But going to expose you for something that you didn't do to me is for lack of better words, is a cowardice thing to do, in my opinion. And just to say, aha, I got something over you, like, man, like, let it go, and just pray that you do better than what your enemy's doing, but pray that they do good too, but just
But
not better than you.
we all know that people are vindictive, especially
Yeah,
when they feel like they were wronged as well, right?
yeah,
So you can be like, Kevin was cheating. Yeah, is it very likely that Kevin was cheating? Yeah.
yeah. He done been caught before.
Exactly. So it's not one of those things
But
where
why is it your business to tell?
I don't even want to say that it was her business to tell. I think it was her basically saying, you ain't gonna give me what I want. I got you. But she shouldn't have agreed to $90,000
Right, right,
if that's not what she wanted.
right. That's true too. But I just, it's kind of irritating because nobody wants that to happen to them. Um, if you have the information that you can stand to make something off of it, um, if it's legal, I get it. Her signing the NDA, yeah, makes it illegal for her to do that. Um, and then it's not her business to tell. That's the most frustrating part about it is you're actually trying to ruin somebody, all for what? Because they paid you what you asked for, because they wronged you in some way in the past. It,
Not going down without a fight.
like, is that really a fight though? Is that how you is that
Oh, I'm
fighting?
not saying it's smart.
Right.
I'm saying that it's the I'm not going down without a fight.
And then on the flip side, I'm a fan of Kevin Hart. So I'm looking at it from a fan standpoint, like, don't do my dog like that. You know what I'm saying? Like just being honest, it's like being a fan and watching how hard this man, I don't know this man's private life, and I don't care to know, you know. Um, all I care is to see what he's doing for me, which is, oh, he has a media production company. What is he doing with that? Because I wouldn't mind having mine do the things that he's doing. Oh, he comes out with a documentary, he's doing stand-up, he's got a podcast, he got this, he got a show on YouTube, he got a show on Peacock, he's teamed with Peacock, he's teamed with Netflix, he's done all these things through his media company. Okay, that's one thing. Now what else he's doing? He has a shoe. First person that's non-athletic to have a shoe
With Nike.
with Nike. Okay, how did he do that? Those are the things I'm interested in, and he's funny to me. Even though he plays the same, well, he used to play the same role in, for 2 years straight. But anyway, um, but you come out to tell his private life things, and of course he's a public figure, so everybody's looking at stuff that he's doing with a big microscope. But it's like, man, if this man is out here cheating on his wife, he has enough to deal with as far as trying to figure out, is his wife going to leave him, which I don't think she will. Because if she haven't already, what's the point? But he had, like, you have to look at it as he has another issue that he needs to address. If you get caught cheating on your wife and you continue to cheat on her,
What's the resolve? But that's
break
between
up.
but that's between him and his wife.
That's right. It's none of our business, is what I'm trying to say.
Because that's one of people's biggest gripes with Will and Jada
Yeah,
is that they're still together with all the other stuff that's happened.
yeah. But the difference between that is they're putting the information out.
That's true. Yes, I
The-
see it.
they're putting the information out, which makes it our business because
Well, there was
we
also something that was put out allegedly by like Will's assistant or something.
after talking about him being gay.
Yeah, but it was a bunch of other stuff too.
Yeah. Um. Right.
You're warm. You're not hot though.
It's like we're Like if we go back, it's all the stuff that they said with the red table talking all this stuff.
Uh-huh.
Like, okay, cool. All right, we know about this part. And that was the frustration with them, with me and them. It's like holds a she has this red table talk. We're all like, oh, Will, poor Will, woo, woo. And then here it is, they not together, really. They separated. That nobody would have thought twice about her having her what the entanglement with August Alsina, because it's more of a August Alsina hitting his friend's mom.
Which was weird.
He hit his friend's mom versus her cheating on Will, because that's what the thing was about. you
The
know
narrative.
yeah, so it's like the information that they're pulling out, it's like, man, come on. And it turns Jada into a villain because now we're seeing Will doing all these dumb things.
Yeah.
you know but I don't know, man. That Kevin Hart thing, man, it's just it's frustrating because it's like, what was the end goal? Like, what did you want to get out of that? And then the no, that's Tasha K that wanted the 250, right?
No, the thing was I'm asking for it on her
Tasha K was asking for it, but she had already got paid 90.
I'm telling you what happened.
I'm just saying, it's like if you got paid 90 for the NDA,
Make another 250.
how do you stand to make another 250 if nobody ever agreed to
That's the ask.
it? Like, why ask for that if you already agreed to not talking about this information? Like, that was the dumbest thing in the world.
She didn't read what she signed.
But just saying that he was finna sue Tasha K for that,
This is
just
only news because she's suing
because
Tasha K. And
because
Tasha
Tasha
K
K,
already lost
yeah,
the card.
right. It's just like you're looking at it now, like, oh, Tasha K, you might need to get into another stream of business.
And people are saying that Tasha K needs to lose her YouTube channel. I was like, YouTube is still making
Everybody that clicks on her
ad
videos,
revenue from her. Why would they
like,
shut
no,
down their ad revenue from the people watching her lives?
it has nothing to do with
YouTube didn't
YouTube.
create this content.
Right,
Tasha
right.
K made this and
Tasha, they
uploaded it.
uploaded it to their platform.
Let's think like a business, guys.
Right.
Now Tasha should probably restructure her business and
Mhm.
stop trying to do these tell-all interviews. Or, I mean, she has a paywall and she uploads stuff behind the paywall as well. But that stuff can still be considered defamation
Mhm.
and all those things. So,
I mean, I'm pretty sure she has. I would hope that she has lawyers and stuff rambling this out, because I mean, like, it does get kind of touchy when you talk about uh, people's lives, that's trying to expose them and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I don't know.
I don't
Anyway,
either.
that's all I got, man.
Okay. Well,
I'm ready to go build this desk.
it's the last Saturday of the year.
Yep.
I hope I feel better by the first Monday of the
Football starts
year.
at 12, so check that out.
I'm not watching any football. Um,
What
I
else we
think I'm
got,
going
man?
to try to start some strawberries this weekend.
Artika told me I need to start uploading dad content, so I'm gonna do that in the new year.
Oh yeah, because I kept seeing basically different versions of the same thing that you were doing on Christmas Eve,
Yeah,
putting together kids' toys,
that was so funny,
and I
man.
was like, why isn't he doing this?
I didn't like. For me, I was drunk, and two, I just didn't feel like trying to get my drunk self up to put up the camera to film myself, and then 4 weeks later edit it to upload.
Well, it'll be coming out next year.
Yeah,
I don't know.
because I was drunk. I was drunk that night,
Boy, were you?
man. And your mom was like, "Yeah, all right, you got two more things now." I was like, "Wait, let me
Man, that
get
little
to it."
racetrack tore you up.
Oh, it did. Oh, it did.
Quad is into trucks now, and Tommy got him a racetrack,
Yeah.
and apparently it has multiple configurations, and he was trying to do all of them at once.
Yeah, it's like this ain't working. Anyway, um, we appreciate you guys joining us again for another episode of the Love Brew. Um, enjoy your Saturday. It's football Saturday, so go out, check out some football games. A big one, Georgia and Florida State, if they're playing. Um, I'm building a desk today. Well, this weekend.
Allegedly.
New Year is comes Monday, so set you some new goals and continue to enjoy our content as we will continue to make it and enjoy it ourselves. And Happy New Year. We love you guys.
Remember,
Peace.
you tell everybody Happy New Year. Don't whisper it. Say it right here.
Huh?
Say Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
She whispered
She
that for
whispered
real.
that for real. But all right, guys, we out.
All
Peace.
right, bye, y'all.